This is how the ice is stuck to the eavesdrop, and all the ice is coming down here and goes down.
Oh yeah, it's
right here.
Everything.
Right here, there's no siding here anywhere. Summary: all the ice coming down here. You can see it's dripping. Right behind the wall, right there. No siding, no protection, absolutely nothing. Going behind the siding there. There's a little bit of siding there, useless, you know. And then going straight down all the time there. Behind the wall. There's nothing we can do here. This is the problem with the upper roof right there. Leak evidence number 2. Small flat roof. Ice at the edge. See that how the ice is going there behind the fascia, behind the siding, and it's constantly wet wooden siding everywhere. Constantly. As long as there's ice on the roof and as long as there's no aluminum fascia, it's always going to be leaking all the time. The water is being diverted through the wooden wall. Here too, siding there. But there's absolutely no protection for the wood. So as you can see, it's soaking wet, the wood, and behind the siding it goes right down to the wood. No matter how much siding there is on the wall here, when on the top of the siding the water is constantly going down on the vertical wall. Continuing all across here, as you see, neglect of the siding is causing problems. And no matter what you do with the roofing, this constant leak is always going to be an issue. Here too, as long as the fascia behind the eavesdrop is not protected, all that water is coming down from the slope roof. Right now it's most of the snow is gone, but as long as there's snow here, and the water can come behind the siding right there, all across here. Of course this is not going to help, it's going to go all, the water is all behind this siding already from here. Constantly going down around here. And as you see, the wall is always wet above the roof, way above the roof. See that? Stain? Right there. See the stain right here? It's wet, constantly wet, way above the roof. So that means it's coming from there, always. See that wetness? It's soaking wet, always. And so it's always gonna go in behind the wall there too. This is not a problem currently, but there's gonna be problems here too. As long as there's a wind-driven rain, driving the rain behind the J channel there, it's all gonna go down behind the siding and behind all that wood going down below the living quarters all the time. Here's a future evidence for the wind-driven rain going behind the J channels right there by the windowsill, going down behind the wall, behind that wooden stuff, into the living quarters, behind everything. Basically this siding is not good. It's the lack of flashing all around here will allow the water behind all the siding and go right behind the living quarters down below. Here is another situation here. Evidence number who knows what. Again, the window is not flashed with aluminum properly, therefore again the wind-driven rain goes behind the J channel, behind the siding, and through that wood, soaking up the water going down in the living quarters below. Then again, hose through the siding is not going to help either. the cracks in the wall. The wall is soaking wet all the time. This here, the water is coming from up here all the time. It's constantly dripping, as you can see. It's constantly dripping from this eavesdrop and all this ice. So the leak is never going to be stopped until this area is protected efficiently and effectively from the water going down into the living quarters below. With this soaking wet wood. It's very soaking wet wood. The condition of the roof can also contribute to issues whereby the water is being driven behind the fascia, which is completely unprotected, and somehow, I'm not too sure, but it seems like there was a lot of evidence for stain and water going in there. It's a little bit wet, but it's drying now. So right now, I guess the water is not being driven by the wind this direction, but as soon as it will be, again, this is going to be diverting the water from behind the wall into the living quarter from the roof of the wall, not through the flat roof. This is all ice. There. This is where the eavesdrop is meeting the wall. Actually, the eavesdrop is going into the wall right there. All this ice. And all this dripping that's happening there. It's soaking wet. See this? It's just superbly wet. It's like a sponge. This is rotting the wood away completely. And of course, you know, all the water is going behind the wall. Nothing to do with the flat roof. The flat roof is beautiful. It's done.